Sally Mann was born in Virginia, Lexington in 1851. She was an American photographer and was inspired by the photographic works of Diane Arbus. She is greatly known for her large black and white photographs of her young children. She has won many awards, which include 3 National Endowment for the Arts Fellowship and also a Guggenheim Fellowship.
Sally Mann's photographs have been displayed around the world. In addition, permanent collections of her works are in major museums throughout different countries. This proves how influential Sally Mann was to the photography world. Sally Mann's photographs have been displayed in huge museums such as the Museum of Modern Art and the Metropolitan Museum in New York City. Not only that, but also Sally Mann was named America's Best Photographer in 2001 by Time magazine. Sally Mann was truly one of the greatest female photographers in American history.
The photograph shown here is taken by Sally Mann in 1989. She used a toned gelatin silver print. It is titled Candy Cigarette. The edition is 20/25 and is part of the Castle House collection. This piece of art is on view at the National Museum and is part of the light-sensitive photographic works from North Carolina collections. Sally Mann used an 8x10 view camera to capture this photograph. The photograph Candy Cigarette is from Sally Mann's controversial yet honest series, The Immediate Family. In the Immediate Family series, she captures one of her 3 children, whose name is Jessie. Jessie is in a challenging yet sophisticated pose while holding the bubblegum cigarette. The photograph also shows a maturity in Jessie, who back then was only 10 years old. This photo by itself somehow insinuates the difficult transition from being a child to an adult. It also has the insecurity that comes when transitioning into those first steps, and the boldness and bravery that goes in taking those big steps. In the photograph, Jessie is the adult figure, while the girl on the side of her and the boy in the back with the wooden stilts represents childhood. Sally Mann has this intimacy and intensity in Candy Cigarette. This photograph also illustrates Sally Mann's aspiration to grasp the real and raw moments of her children growing up. In the Immediate Family book, it is quoted, "These are pictures of my children. Many of these pictures are fictions, and some are fantastic, but most are ordinary things every mother has seen."
Sally Mann's scarred tree was taken in 1998. This photo uses the technique known as gelatin silver print. Many photographers before Sally Mann have been using this technique as well. Like many photographers in her time, Sally Mann broke many rules that were seen as traditional. By looking at this photo, you would think of her as a straight photographer, but there's also some type of social documentary type of style in this as well. Sally Mann was a very huge nature activist and believed in preserving and protecting all landscapes. We're looking at this photograph just to see how influential landscapes were to her in her life. The focal point to this piece is obviously the trunk of the tree and the scar that lays on top of it, while the background gives it a type of ominous feeling because of how blurry and how the mist just seems to be coming in. It makes you wonder how the scar got on this tree. When you look at the leaves, you can see that most of the branches and the leaves itself are very dark. This leads us to look at the gradation of the whole piece itself. The gradation in this piece is very well used, from the very dark spots on each 4 of the corners to the very light background that is given by the mist. It makes this piece even more dramatic than it is itself. A quote used to describe Sally Mann was one saying, "She's perhaps best known for her intimate portraits of her family, her young children, and her husband, but also the landscapes found in the America's South."